I want to go straight into Benjamín Mendy. Are you familiar?
Go true. No, I'm
Okay,
not.
I'll break it down for you. So Benjamín Mendy was a former Manchester City football player. Yeah. My man got accused of rape. Now, it wasn't just like 1 or 2 counts. It was multiple counts of rape, like heavy counts. Anyway, he ain't playing football no more. He's been locked up. About 3 months ago, he was found not guilty on 95% of the charges.
You see that, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on because from this side with Chris,
It's probably me. Give me 2 secs, yeah?
Yeah, do that. You want to drop off and come back in? All right, people. Noble's got a little technical. He'll come back. But let's get him back in. Yes, Noble. How's that sounding?
Yeah, man. Bless it.
That's better. Okay, let me start it from the top. Sorry, people. Benjamín Mendy, Man City player, got charged on multiple counts of rape. 3 months ago, he got cleared of 95% of the rapes, and he was in court for the last remaining rape charge. Yesterday, he was cleared of all charges. Charges. Now, this was a very, very mainstream case. Mainstream, multiple girls. There's been videos that have been released. I've actually seen one of them myself, where one of the accusers was actually, he was filming himself and her in the shower. Now, he's been cleared. So, there's not...
What nationality are all these women?
English European.
Okay.
And Benjamín Mendy is French, African.
African, yeah. Of course,
African French. I don't know what the correct word is, but African French. Dark-skinned brother, played football for Man City. Very extravagant brother, very flamboyant brother. Anyway, he's been cleared of all charges now. Every single charge he's been cleared of. His career's over. He spent time in prison. The actual next Brom story, people, is about this too. It's about a footballer that was charged. The next story, we're 30% through it. It's not. I've had to go back and tidy it up. But anyway, that's a different story. Benjamín Mendy's now been found not guilty.
How much time did he do in prison, sibling?
This has been going on, Noble, for the last about 30 months.
No.
Yeah, this has been going on. His career's done. He is now no longer... he's lost his prime years. He spent time in prison. His public image has taken a battering. Now, the reason why I want to discuss this is because... And the Express Truth main channel, I believe we've been shadow banned now. Based on this narrative that every time these things come up, we always get on the show and we go over what's been said. But the number one thing we always talk about is the importance of not convicting people before the facts present themselves. It doesn't matter what you see. A lot of these things are doctored. A lot of these things are tailored to suit a certain narrative. Now, with this guy, everybody, when it first happened, I remember, I can even go back to the first show we did, people were saying the man's guilty before he was even guilty. I always say, I go by my personal experiences. And there was a time when I had footballers as brethren and stuff back in the day. And what this meant is I would sometimes go to events and things where there were other footballers. I always talk about the time that when Drake first come to the UK, and I was in a convoy that had Ashley Young, Emile Heskey, Gabriel, which obviously that's my brethren, and Cameron Jerome. I was in a convoy. I was the only Nigel Reo-Coker. I went to Drake with all of them. I can't remember the exact date. It was 2011 anyway, long time ago. But I went to Drake with all of them guys. I was the only non-footballer. What I seen, the things that them man can do, a man can just look. I'm not saying any woman, but for most part, if a man sees a woman and wants her, for the most part, he can get her. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen girls come straight from the club, jump straight in the sport range, and lose all their morals. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes, people. So when I see a man like that get accused of something, I'm not saying he can't potentially be guilty, but something always says to me, yo, before you cast judgment, let the facts come out. Now he's been found not guilty. You see what I mean? And people will say, oh, well, it's hard to prove rape. Listen, there's no way 50 women are accusing you of rape and not one of them can prove you've raped them. If you're just raping girl on a serial rape thing, there's no way you're getting away with 50 counts. There's just no way, ladies and gentlemen. So my man's career is completely in tatters. My man's, everything's mashed up. He spent time in prison. Loss of earnings must have been phenomenal. Where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? How much, this whole era, Noble, is toxic. It's so dangerous. This whole narrative that we're living by right now. The story that I'm doing now, Noble, with about the footballer, I'll keep it real, but to you, there's been times where we're going over the story, and I start to physically get emotional. What the brother went through, like what he actually went through and what he had to endure. Like I'm like I can't even let's come back to this. Because what the brother had to go through, and this is what I'm trying to say, this is ruining lives. This era.
Is broken, Mark.
It's broken. Talk to me, Noble, man.
Totally broken, boss. Because how is the public need to know certain things, of course, yeah, and that's why we've got newspapers in there. Well, that's why we've got newspapers and news, etc., social media now, blah blah blah, to inform the people of what's going on. But how, until we've got a conviction, how are we putting all this business out for this to happen to this young man? Where is the articles of this happening and all of the this person actually has been found guilty? We're seeing too many of these innocent people getting dragged through the media, through the court system, guilty until proven innocent is, unfortunately, that's what they run by these days. It's in the Gregorian year of 2023. This shouldn't even be a thing.
1,000%.
This shouldn't be a thing. You've got gal who can just, and this is the thing with the law. Outside of sexual assault, the person who calls the police is the person who they believe. So you could just be like, oh, you know what? I don't see Steve next door with all that damn music and all that, and all them people come. Yo, listen, I'm gonna call the police on him. I'm going to make up some crazy story. I'm going to say that Steve came around here after I was knocked on the door, asked him to be quiet, and he punched me in my face, and they'll go arrest Steve, the neighbor, fingerprint him, electronic fingerprint, all the rest of that stuff, interrogate him, charge him while under investigation until they figure out whether my man was lying or not. And depending on what status he's got or whatever he does, that may then go into the newspaper and they're like, whoa, look, Steve from around there, he's beating up his neighbor. And then also it'll be all salacious and stuff. There's a huge problem. And then we've got women, young girls, who are being assaulted. And because of these frivolous, clout chasing, extortion business, mental illness that's going on, they feel like, well, where's my place? How do I safely report this and let this meet its natural justice end, i.e. I go to the police station, I report it, they investigate, and then we go to court and he's found guilty. They're thinking, oh, well, look, I can look in the paper and look, this footballer guy, and they could think that all of those victims are indeed victims, and they're just thinking, well, look, they've got 50 women who have tried to report this footballer, and because he's a footballer, nothing happened.
They were digging, Noble. You got to think there's nothing more that the the media and I can't speak for the judicial system, but there's nothing more the media would have loved than to be able to say he was guilty. You see, he was guilty. So the reason I'm saying that is they would have been looking through this thing with a fine-tooth comb. And I'm going to slightly get a bit X-rated now, so I do apologize to you, Noble, and to the listeners. But this is just a slight piece of the story that I've got coming out. He was seeing this white girl, yeah, and she told him like, you know, they were doing freaky things, and she dressed up in mad outfits for him and all that. And one time they were in the act, and she told him to take her belt and hit her with it. You know what I mean? Some kinky things. So anyway, like
masochism.
Yeah, they were doing all that kind of mad stuff. Anyway, my man's done all that, and she had like red marks all over her bottom and stuff. And you know, she got her bedroom to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
And reported it as like assault. So this is what I say to people. With the knowledge of God, sometimes you hear me talking, you might think, why has my man got this stance? Because with the knowledge of God, it's not everything you see that is factual. Not everything you see is what you see. No matter what you read or you see, you don't know how it's been manipulated if you haven't if you haven't seen the full picture. And I know this because this same baller showed me an actual video with how they used to get down. So I know for a fact that that's how they used to play. Now, with a Mendy, should he be living his life like that? No. Should he have safeguarded himself? Of course. Did he do anything illegal? Now we know no. So morally, he was wrong. But on a legal standpoint, he was not. He didn't do anything. He's somebody that you're paying £120,000 to a week. Yeah, who you can tell has no sort of filter, who has no chill, and he's abusing the position he's in. That don't mean you take his career from him, though.
No.
You know what I mean? That don't mean you take. And this is the thing. Just by being accused, you can ruin your life. You can ruin your career. Just by somebody accusing you. And if you got to check it. I'm not going to get into certain cases, but sometimes these women get mad and put these things on your name because they're angry, but once they cool down, you know what I mean? They're not putting these things on your name. You only have to look at what Zion Williamson is going through now, the American baller. The girl, I'll play it right now. The girl, fully has been stalking him online, saying she's going to release content that they've recorded privately. And when nobody cared about that and ignored her, she came out with this morning. Let me just play it. Let me not even talk. Let me just play this thing. And then you'll hear. See what I mean? You'll hear. This is what she come out with this morning.
I literally did not want to come to the internet, and I'm just tired of saving face for this man that's completely disrespecting me to the world, and I literally have to take this. Every time I come on the internet, people are bashing me because of this man, literally, and I'm tired of it. He knows, he said he's going to send me $62,000. I have yet to receive that since June. I'm literally here, like, he's literally a liar. You guys, everything he says, he's a liar. He's not who he says he is. I literally been saving face. I did not want to come to the world and let you guys know what he has been doing to me my entire relationship with him. He is a woman beater, and the NBA needs to know this. I literally did not want to come to this because I know he has so many endorsements.
$62,000
Zion Williamson
for what?
is a woman beater.
You'll say.
And the reason he was paying me off is so I won't come to the world and tell everybody. You guys.
All right. Now, Noble, let me just give you a bit of backstory on this, yeah? So, she's a porn star. Mariah Mills, her name is. She's a porn star.
Oh, shit, that's Mariah.
That's Mariah Mills, yeah? You know this. Now, Zion Williamson is a young basketball player, yeah, who's gone on to make a lot of money. He makes a lot of money. He was like number one draft pick a few years ago. Anyway, he has been flying this young lady out, and they've been doing all kind of mad, freaky stuff. Yeah, and he ended up getting his other woman pregnant, and she found out through the blogs. So she was releasing all the text messages, and you can see that my man's just a guy who never really got women before the fame. So he's there, yo, please don't be like that. I'll pay for you to do this. I'll pay. Just a clown, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing stuck. She kept coming out, he used me, this, that, he done this. Nothing worked, and now she's made that video. Now the thing about that quickly is that when someone puts out an accusation like that, you cannot disregard it. That's the problem. But the facts are, she's tried to throw 10 things before and nothing stuck. Now she's saying he beat her, and this is what I'm trying to say. This is the era that we're living in now, where if a man does you wrong, you might not be able to take him out one way, but the all reliable is the Me Too movement. And I'm saying a lot of men are falling victim to this. A lot of brothers have, look how much man, I don't even want to go through the list, but look how much man have fell victim to this thing where a lot of these men, yes, they are living promiscuous lifestyles. Yes, they are sleeping around. Yes, they are using their position to attract women.
Yeah.
But are they doing anything illegal though? And this is the problem. And
but
now
they're not protecting themselves, Mark. They're not protecting themselves.
They're not. Go through, Noble.
How many times? I mean, if we're going back some years now. We're going back some years. Consensual sex agreements. Well, how about doing something as basic as that, man? What are we talking about? Like, who are your brethrens? Oh, you're gonna go link that thing? Yeah, man, she's tick still, man. I was watching one of her videos the other. Yo, listen, right? When you know, like, what have you done like an agreement with her or anything like that? Like, do you get to sit in front of the camera and say like, yo, I'm here with my own free volition? You know, like what they do on the porn sets and all that, and they'll do like a video. What's your name? How old are you? Let me see your ID. Why aren't they doing basic stuff like that? They live in fast-ass America. Where, like, come on, man. Their managers and agents, they're all dealing with this thing. They should be saying, yo, listen, if you're going to go do your thing, there's certain things that you need to put in place. Now, if he's getting this advice, sibling, and he's like, you know what, Lowell, that's long, boss. I just want to get my thing and get the hell out of here kind of thing. Then it's all on him. But I really don't think he's that stupid and naive that people are telling him, yo, protect yourself, put things in place just in case, because you've seen there's been evidence, we've got historical stories, we can just type into Google or to your favorite search engine and see that there's these high-powered basketball, football, moguls, entertainers, actors are dealing with these people who are from the porn industry per se, or just whatever, and then they're making all these crazy allegations. Remember, when's the last time you heard of Bobby Valentino outside of World Star Hip Hop and them videos that were popping up? Huh?
Yeah, them man have done that, yeah, man.
It's like, protect yourself, man. Like, look, and we get it. Like, you know, depending on how you are physically, number one, because women need to be physically attracted to you. And depending on how you are with your mental game, your word game, you should be able to attract women and, you know, have fruitful sexual escapades and stuff. It really takes to a point where you become a wagadan. And all women are interested in you is because you've got a whole heap of money and your name's out there. Then they're going to be throwing things at you. Surely you're proud to say, you know what? When I didn't have no money, I didn't have none of these things here around, you know. And now they're just throwing it at me. Maybe the one or two I might deal with, but the majority of you now, boss. Because if you didn't like me then, nothing's changed except for I'm in the news. I'm balling now or whatever, you know what I mean?
You gotta be, as a man, you have to know how to move, innit? Even if you are gonna live a certain lifestyle. And don't get it twisted, you know, I'm not shaming none of my brothers, you know. I'm not shaming none of them, but I'm saying, if you are a man who, okay, you still ain't got that out your system, there's a way of moving in it. It's like, even if you are treat these days, I don't know, I mean, it's hard to say because with a situation like that, it's like you're saying, where's your brethren, where's your people? I think moving forward, Noble, a lot of men will protect themselves moving forward.
Why?
I think a lot of men... Because I think now there's too many examples for a man not to.
Hasn't there been historically too many examples, Omar? This is what I'm saying.
There has, Noble, But this era now, this Me Too thing's different though. This is not like them. Even them historical ones. Remember, if you really check it, I'm gonna say a few names right now, but Mike Tyson,
Yes.
Tupac,
Yes.
and here's another one. Mike Tyson, Tupac, and Kobe Bryant. God, R.I.P.
Yeah. Right.
However, them three names have still been able to be accused, come out, and are still respected as legends. They haven't lost no opportunities. Tyson still gets to go wherever he wants to go. He still gets to be a part of movies and gets endorsements and all of this stuff.
Took him a time though, Mark.
It took a little time, but in 2023, Noble, if you're accused of that, you're not going to continue being legend status.
Nah.
Once you're accused, you're done in today's era. So I'm saying once a man's accused, all you need to be is accused. You don't even need to. Once you're just accused, even if you go court, whatever, no one cares. They're still going to say, he got away with it. So even when you look at Tyson and Tupac and all the remember, they were all accused. They actually were convicted.
Convicted and served time.
They were convicted, served time, came out, and man is still. But that don't happen in 2023. And I think consent, you're right, 100%. I've been saying this from years ago. You need consent. But social media, they literally see things, pictures, videos, voice notes, whatever it may be, and build narratives off their own back. They don't even know what they're looking at. And like I said, with this new Brom story that I'm building right now, and I've sat down and a man's told me how video was manipulated against him. Video that he filmed was manipulated against him.
As in digitally or as in the edit of it?
So there's video that he's filmed, I'll just come out and say it, that she was able to take parts of it with a view that she didn't believe he had access to the full thing still. But he bust the case. He all went through the legal system, and he was able to present how they were rolling, and he was able to do that. But if you're a man who if he was not able to do that, and I tell you how painful it is for him revisiting this story, that he's even saying to me, if I weren't able to do that, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Which is crazy.
And you got to think, with these black men, when they're accused, they're on Front Street the same day as they've been accused. But anytime it's anyone non-black, I'm keeping it real, the papers hide their identity for months and all of that. And then it just breezes by. We could talk about the Hugh Edwards thing.
Thank you.
That was hidden. And even though with that, look how long that was hidden. It's his wife who come out and outed that. But outside of that, no one knew who it was. Even when you went in the comment sections, nobody was saying nothing. But I'm not sticking up for none of these men because I don't know nothing. But when it was Noel Clark, the same day, we knew who it was. And this is what I'm saying. Mans are being ruined. And even like with me, I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't touch nothing in the UK, Factually, like there's nothing. You don't even need to sign no consent because we ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing because the mindset here is that of tearing man down. And look, a lot of us men, we can't keep our promise. You don't know where you're gonna be next year. You're probably not gonna marry these women. You're probably not gonna turn them into wifey. And what happens then is there can sometimes be hard feelings. Like Mendy, he just seemed like a down outright. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. He seemed just like a scumbag. Like he was just bringing gal into the mansion, just running through, yo, see you later. Probably not even breaking them off a little certain, you know what I mean? And then they're saying, you know what I'm saying?
He didn't even fight me back. Next time was no round 2, 3, or 4 and not a man. It was just one round thing. There was no experience, but listen, sometimes you reap what you sow, and nothing illegal took place, but again, it's how are you gonna treat a woman? You're gonna do the lateral lambata even, and Like, how are you gonna treat that person? Is it just literally, yeah, take your clothes off, come on, let's do this?
That's what these men are doing, Nobs. That's what these men are doing. It's like, yo, come.
That's a machine business, man. Like there's no caressing. There's no like.
Nah, you can't. How can you? How can you? I don't understand. If you meet, look, I'll ask you this, and I know we're getting a bit personal, but
come, man,
a woman that you know personally, like for years, and you've got a rapport with, and a stranger. The stranger, there's no way you can jump in a bed, be lip-syncing, be caressing the way you would with the girl that you know good.
Of course not.
So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't even matter how good these girls look, Noble.
No. Sorry, maybe I'm not articulating myself clear enough. I'm saying, there's got to be something, can it? Like, if you're gonna lay down with a thing, it's not just literally, just lie down, open up your legs, and just put this gym hat on, and then just go straight in. Pump a couple times, boss, and then that's it. Like, what happened to the whole thing, man? What happened to, oh yeah, man, you looking good still? Yeah, let me help you take that thing off, da. The lip sync thing, of course. Like, if we're being personal, I ain't lip sync nothing like that unless it's some serious something going in.